Hello, wonderful boys and girls, and welcome to Learning with Avant-garde Books. I'm Sherry Hardy, and I hope that you are well. Today's lesson is going to be about the abolitionist and author Frederick Douglass. Well, before we get started, I want you to make sure that you're in a very comfortable place and you're relaxed so that you can learn about this important figure in history, Frederick Douglass. Born enslaved on a plantation in Maryland, Frederick Douglass was separated from his mother as an infant. He understood that he was seen and treated as property. When he was 8 years old, he was sent to work for Hugh Auld, whose wife taught Frederick how to read. It was illegal for a black person to read and write, a tactic used to keep the enslaved from advancing. When Auld found out, he put a stop to the lessons, but Douglass had learned enough to be able to teach himself. One of the first books Frederick Douglass owned was a collection of historical speeches. So as he learned to read, he was also learning how to give speeches and form an argument, something he would become famous for. As a devout Christian, Douglass didn't understand how slave owners could opt out the gospel to reinforce ideas of slavery. He tried to escape many times and even tried to forge travel papers. He was found out, labeled a troublemaker, and tortured for it. In 1838, he finally made his escape north. While free, Frederick Douglass fought to abolish slavery. In 1841, he spoke at an anti-slavery convention. People were riveted by Frederick Douglass's eloquence. Northerners didn't understand the experiences of the enslaved, so Frederick Douglass published his autobiography, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. Frederick Douglass's book became a bestseller. Some didn't believe he wrote it or experienced it, so he wrote a second one, this time naming his slave owners. It was a risky move, and he had to go to the United Kingdom to avoid recapture. There he gave speeches, and two of his supporters negotiated to purchase his freedom back in the United States. Frederick Douglass published several anti-slavery newspapers, including the North Star. He took his words of abolition to President Lincoln, advocating for the rights of black Union soldiers in the Civil War. Frederick Douglass also supported women's suffrage. Frederick Douglass's lifelong efforts led to the ratification of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution, and Frederick Douglass is remembered as one of the most important people in world history. One of his famous quotes is, "It is easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men." Wonderful boys and girls, thank you for watching this educational video about Frederick Douglass. Most of the information that was included in this video comes from a great book called Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History. It was written and illustrated by Vashti Harrison. So if you'd like to learn more about these wonderful people in history, make sure that you get this book. Take care, boys and girls.